We are going to have an abundance of raspberries this year. This patch has just gone absolutely crazy. It's growing outside the patch. We have to cut it off at the front with the lawn. I'll show you the back. It's crazy back there. It was growing like this at our other house too. We brought these from our other house that we had down south. And I don't know what variety these raspberries are, but they're big and they're juicy and they're delicious. So black flies are almost gone too. So we're gonna just let these grow. Jeff wants to dig some up and we're gonna go plant them over at camp maybe. But yeah, pretty happy about the raspberries. Potatoes are looking great. These are the little purple potatoes, the fingerling potatoes that I planted. They all came up no problem and they're just starting to flower now. So I'm looking forward to having those in the fall. And these are just my regular, which ones are these? I'm not sure, the reds or the whites. I think they're the red, what? I don't remember. What did I put here? Oh, yellow potatoes. They didn't come up as great as I hoped. There's a whole bunch here that didn't come up at all. So I don't know what happened to them. We'll see what we get. Hopefully we'll get a decent amount off those. And these would be the red potatoes. And same thing. For some reason, a few of them came up, most of them didn't. So I did replant some and they're actually starting to come up now. They're just going to be little gem potatoes. And I planted some sunflower seeds. They're looking all right. Back up, silly. Silly. Peas, they're looking pretty good. I had great germination on the peas. They all came up. And then a little friggin' red squirrel came through and chewed off half of them. So I'm just going to go with what I have here. And I got some pickling cucumbers. Here I've got 6 pickling cucumber plants. They're going to go crazy and fill up all this stuff. And I picked up some basil at the local nursery. And that's doing really well as well. Watch out. Watch out. I know, you're silly. I love you, Connor. I love you, you silly. The tomatoes. Wow. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about the tomatoes. I'm going to have to come up with a better way than the baskets because they're just outgrowing everything. I got some bigger baskets, but these are the Cherokee chocolate. I'm looking forward to those, and those are the Japanese black back there. These are the Ace 55, just the regular slicing tomatoes. And over here, these are supposed to be little bush tomatoes, but they're, you know, not very bushy. They're getting very tall too. And over here, these are the beefsteaks. Very, very tall tomatoes. They've got a bunch, there's a couple tomatoes coming, but they're also very tall. And these are the orange grape tomatoes that I got from the grocery store. This one doesn't have any flowers yet, but the other two do. So we'll get a few tomatoes out of that too. My beans that I was very, very excited about, my Emerite pole beans, were decimated by the red squirrel as well. So all these here got chewed off to almost nothing. One has managed to make it back. These are starting to come back. But yeah, once they start, they'll just go crazy. I've got a few over here that they didn't touch, like this. And this is, oh no, they did get a few of those, but you know, this is what they're supposed to be doing.
What are you doing over there?
I'm updating the people. Beets, same thing. This whole section over here got eaten off by the squirrel, and all this is looking really fantastic. I think I might have to pull some of these greens for salad because beet greens are yummy. Onions and garlic. The garlic is looking fantastic. It's supposed to get harvested towards the end of July. Once the first 2 leaves are completely dead and the third one starts to die. That's when you know garlic is ready to harvest. My onions, I don't see any bulbs yet, but they're actually looking better than they did last year. They're not quite so big. Like they were almost as big as a leek last year at this time. So hopefully we get some better bulbs this time. Like I grew onion sets this time instead of seeds, just to see if that makes a difference. Peppers. They like this bed so much better than the other bed. These are just my red bell peppers. And there are, there's 30 or 40 flowers on each one. So I'm really excited about what the peppers are going to do this year. There's a few little tiny peppers coming, which is very exciting because we do like peppers. These here are those little tiny ones that you can buy at the grocery store, like the little mini peppers. I lost one plant. Something chewed it off like the day after I planted it. But the rest, there's getting lots of little flowers on them. And they're doing really well too. I'm pretty excited about those. I like those little peppers too. And the strawberries. We have gotten quite a lot of strawberries off our little strawberry patch here. Not all of them are big, but they're all delicious. Oh, they're so sweet. But we got some monsters in here too. Oh, here's one. Look at the size of that one. And they're equally as delicious. Broccoli. Looks like the same issue I had last year. Not sure what I'll need to do. But there's my broccoli. That's the size of my broccoli head. About the size of a $2 coin. My cabbage, my cauliflower. Don't see anything yet. Got some bugs in it. Like a couple days ago. I didn't take care of it right away, so they got chewed up. These two got chewed up pretty good. But since taking care of that, so they're all good now. Cabbage also started to get eaten by something, so we took care of that, but they'll be fine. My carrots. I am so sad and kind of mad at myself because I germinated my carrots and they all germinated perfectly. Once I took the burlap off, I forgot to water them for one day. And I lost probably 2/3 of my carrots because I didn't water them. It was a quite warm, sunny day and I forgot to water them, and the next day they were gone. And my squash, butternut squash, cantaloupe, watermelon, and cucumber. The butternut squash is going crazy. The the cantaloupe, they're taking their time, but they're getting there. Watermelon are doing 100% better than they did last year. We might actually get some decent melons off of it this year, maybe. And cucumbers, they're struggling. I got to work on this bed too. I added a bunch of black earth topsoil when I rebuilt the bed, but I don't think it's quite there yet. Did you find a squirrel? A chipmunk?
Okay, yes, I know this is a draw knife, but we're improvising. We do it both ways. And we're not professionals.
And it's a homemade knife too.
Yes! So now I'll come back the other way. Oh, I'm pooped.
So want me to do some?
Yeah, as soon as I get past these knots here. Just doing the other way makes it a little easier on your arms to break from going the same way.
You got a good technique though.
Yeah, maybe if I had a proper draw knife, it
Oh,
might
so
be
if
good.
we had a real draw knife, this might be a lot easier. But what fun is that?
Yeah, we only had 4 logs to do, and we're almost done the second one, so here you go.
My turn? Oh, a little too deep there.
You too far? You want me to move the sawhorse?
No.
Because you're really reaching. My arms are like jelly. Boy. Was it better when you're sitting up here?
I don't know. Kind of made a mess out of that one, didn't I?
It's all about
Nope.
manpower, I'm thinking.
I think so too. Our handles could probably be a little bit more cushioned. Yeah, you're gonna have to fix that mess I made there. It is easier to pull.
As you say, Strong.
There's too many knots. That's my excuse.
We'll leave the knots then.
That's all there is here.
Well, let me get up there and finish that, and then we'll give it a turn.
Oh, I made a mess out of that. I'm sure all these professionals that are watching us are going, what the hell are these yahoos doing? Not that we got a lot of professionals watching us.
I doubt it.
Hey, you know what?
If they want to make themselves feel good, yeah, watch
Yeah.
us. Holy shit, I'm good.
Moral of this video, just buy a draw knife instead of making your own.
Or just don't buy,
Just don't-
go to the lumber store,
Don't
buy
buy your
squared.
own.
Or if you want rustic, go to the local sawmill and get rough cut
cut.
4x4s or 6x6s.
But that's why we do this stuff, so we can say
Yeah.
we did this, right?
And it looks cooler. I don't care what you say. Like, this looks better than store-bought lumber. By far.
That's why we put trusses up without a crane. So we can sit on the deck and look at the shop and say, look at that, we did that.
Well, part of it is, it's like, realistically, not trying to go back in time, but that blade is warm.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, a lot of it is, like, yeah, to go back and say, yeah, we did this. But I mean, we didn't have cranes. They didn't have cranes back in the day. And, you know, all you have to do is watch the Amish and they'll do it. They don't use the cranes. I said, there's number 2. And then calling lunch.
We have a very large porcupine. You cannot have that porcupine cutter.